here today with Surendra. Surendra is the CEO and founder of Interlynk. Surendra, thanks for joining us today.
Great to meet you, Ed. Great to be here.
Good stuff. Surendra, obviously, Interlynk, attending Black Hat, doing some great things in the space. Could you tell us a bit about your journey, the company, and where you guys are going?
Absolutely, Ed. I've been here in the Silicon Valley for the last 25 years, building every possible thing you can imagine. If you know a programming framework, I probably have made errors in that. For the last 12 years, I have been part of multiple startups. They have sold for 9 figures. So I've been lucky to be part of really motivated, successful individuals. Most recently, I was running tech division at an advertising startup that we sold to a public company. And Interlynk came from that experience, my own experience with a CrowdStrike-like event back in 2021. I think for Black Hat folks, it's very clear the event I'm talking about. After the acquisition, my co-founder, who was also my VP at the last company, he and I left after the acquisition to solve this problem.
Amazing, awesome. And can you tell us a bit about Interlynk? What you guys doing? Some detail about the product and that sort of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think of Interlynk as a translation layer for software risk. And let me explain. Just last Friday, CrowdStrike made a bad channel file and nearly 30,000 companies had to pay the price. Hospitals were affected, flights couldn't be scheduled, millions of lives were disturbed. It might seem like an off event, but in reality, software has eaten up the world now. And yet, still, there is no unified mechanism for expressing software risk or even evaluating it. All of this makes us less secure. All of this makes us prone to errors like CrowdStrike. We are working on a very fragile infrastructure. This also has a side effect, which is organizations who are building those products, they rarely have incentive to prioritize application security. In reality, in our experience, typical organization, software building organization has 125 developers to one security personnel. This has to change. There is no way the world scales in this way of accepting the risk. What we believe is if software risk had a common language, something that tracks with every change, every channel file update, every code change, every pull request, something that can be evaluated programmatically, something that tracks age, history, recent attack, maintainability, exploitability, something that gives you a credit score kind of behavior towards both applications and organizations, that will prevent less secure or error-prone software to go too far. It helps us as users to feel more confident about the ecosystem. It allows ecosystem to become more resilient. That's the mission we are on. We are starting with an SBOM automation platform. This allows producers to describe application risk in a standard format. And on the consumer side, it allows them to evaluate based off of a set of criteria that they can set up. We launched the product earlier this year, and we are very excited with the feedback that we are receiving.
Amazing. And that initial reception of the product launch has been good for you guys. Where do you see the future of the business growing from here? What do you guys see as the sort of near-term future plans for you?
So we generally identify customers or prospects in 3 different categories. Just like any technology, it's a Kubernetes mid 2000 moment. It's a SOC 2 a late 2010 moment. The reality is there are early adopters. They understand the implication of that underlying technologies, and they are super excited about it. They get on board, they have been looking for a set of features, and I constantly hear that we are thinking about this problem the way it naturally fits with the ecosystem. There are organizations in the middle of the ecosystem. They are being dragged into this world through compliance. There are a number of compliant regulations. So as the compliance and the regulatory requirements heats up, there is a lot more activity, but the education is not there. They are still learning about SBOM, VEX, SIG store implications. They are still learning about what data to encode. So we are building toolset to educate them and automate them. And there will always be a set of organizations who currently do not have regulatory needs and are not able to or afford to experiment with the newer technologies. See they will actually succeed in 2026, 27 timeframe. So overall, we slice our segment that way, and we are very excited about early and mid adopters.
Thanks for that. Sounds really interesting, especially with the piece around both the educating the awareness and also then going on to the implementing as well. It's yeah, sounds like it's going to be an exciting couple of years for you guys. And we spoke about Black Hat at the start of this meeting, right? Not going to be cold at all out there. So how can people connect with you? How can people find you out there? What's the Interlynk plan for the days?
So we are going to be covering both Black Hat and DEF CON because we like to meet with operators as well as decision makers and executives. We are going to be all around the Black Hat event. So generally, the way we schedule is people can follow Interlynk on LinkedIn. We keep posting updates about the events that we are participating in or the meeting slots that we have available with. Me and my co-founder both are going to be there along with two other people from Interlynk. And our goal is to meet as many both prospects, but also make friends with the people in the industry, make sure we can get alignment about this is the state of the world that we want to see getting executed. So we are very friendly. We can talk 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, depending on the need of whoever is coming to speak with us.
Amazing. And Surendra, what are you looking forward to the most out of Black Hat and DEF CON? What are always the highlights for you? What stands out for you?
So the transparency, while software transparency has always suffered from the fact that application security is harder to prioritize for organization, it compounded with the evolution of AI and then organization experimenting with AI. Unfortunately, even in the current state, AI risk disclosure, it's even like it's starting at a much lower point. So we are brainstorming with few of the like-minded folks in the industry to figure out what way we can skip this part where people had to learn from their mistakes, and in the AI, can we take a proactive approach? So we have few calls scheduled around that.
Amazing. I don't think there's anything quite like getting that amount of like-minded people together, bounce ideas off of each other, and really sort of kick the industry forward in the right way. Well, Surendra, that brings us to the end of our Trident Talks Spotlight series today. Thank you so much for being a big part of it, and we look forward to seeing you in Black Hat.
Thanks for having me, Ed. Really appreciate it.